and different arousal processes, different processes in the arousal, or different fantasies that allow them to achieve arousal. And that influences the arousal process and how they participate in subsequent behavior and thinking patterns, okay? So some people, an example of a maladaptive behavior that is developed as a result of maladaptive thoughts that influence, then these thoughts influence behavior, you're going to look at something like people that, let me look up this term. Okay, I don't remember the specific term for it. Let me find it in my textbook. I have my textbooks open. What is this? That's gender roles. Nope, I gotta find fetishes, man. All right, let's talk about. We're gonna kind of talk about fetishes just a little bit. They're called paraphilias. Okay, so when you have a paraphilia towards something, that means you. People with paraphilias have recurrent, intense, sexually arousing fantasies, sexual urges, or behaviors that generally involve non-human objects to the suffering or humiliation of oneself or one's partner, or children, or another non-consenting adults. Now, that last category right there is a perfect example of how sexuality can be, and maladaptive thoughts and behaviors can progress to a stage where it harms individuals. So non-consenting adults, you have people developing sexual fantasies towards non-consenting adults. Okay, so that obviously our culture dictates that sex with children is not acceptable. Our culture dictates that rubbing up against a non-consenting adult in public, rubbing your genitals against a non-consenting adult in public, is an example of maladaptive behavior, and it could be seen like, okay, that's a good example of sexism. Okay, so. It is from either the non-living object. Okay, that's not it. I'm gonna find the specific disorder that it's called. Oh, here we go. Fortuitics disorder. This word right here. Maybe you guys can read it better than I can. Bam! That is the name of the term where individuals achieve sexual arousal by rubbing their genitals on a non-consenting adult. Sorry. And that is an example of inappropriate behavior and how sexuality, or sexism, if you want to say, can perpetuate certain sexual behaviors like that are not acceptable in our society. Or a lot of societies for that matter. So you can see how sexuality can also be used to our detriment, and how when we relate to each other, we relate to each other as sexual beings on a sexual level. So it's really important that you guys recognize. Are you guys paying attention right now? I just want to make sure. It's important that you guys recognize that we are sexual beings, and it's okay to have those thoughts and desires, and to look and to appreciate. Now, certain people have fantasies that will dictate that you're in control. And you talk about doministic or Tokyo subway disorder. Yeah, a lot of people will say that. Yeah, I'm kind of paying attention. Women only train cars. Yeah, see, that's an issue. Okay, so I think that I kind of covered of. I think this concludes essentially my argument of the podcast. And the last question I present to you guys all now, this to sum everything up, based on the evidence, based on the information I provided to you, can we say without a doubt that there is sexism within the media? Yes, I think we can say that. Now, to what degree? I don't know if it is. I don't think it's a societal epidemic that is being perpetuated by some kind of male-driven society that wishes to oppose any one group of people or female-driven group. I don't think that all feminists are reasonable. I've met many feminists that oftentimes share very reasonable claims, and they just want equality for their peoples, and they're just concerned about certain things. And we've identified some of the ways in which they're targeted. Females are targeted unfairly based on their gender. And I think it's fair to say that we could use some progress. But as a whole, can we say that there really is sexism in the media to the degree that the level of outrage that is out there, that being perpetuated right now on social media? Is this a matter of discrimination, or is this a matter of perception? I am more inclined to suggest that this is a matter of perception, personal perception based on context, and not an actual matter of, not always a matter of intentional, I'll say intentional discrimination or malicious discrimination or whatever. That is my argument on the matter. I hope that these arguments made sense. I hope that you guys appreciated this podcast. I hope that you guys learned something in this process. I would love to hear any kind of closing remarks. If anybody wishes to say one, speak now or forever hold your peace, because it is currently 3:46 a.m. in the morning. This podcast went for an official 9 hours and 50 minutes. In 10 minutes, we will hit the 10-hour mark for this podcast. I did not know what to expect when I gave this talk. I did not know what to expect when I did this podcast. I didn't know how long it would last. I figured that I would ramble and rant and stuff like that. And I had some clever ways of implementing certain things to make the podcast stretch it out, like the use of the voice chat and using it as a radio talk show. And I'm going to say in 10 minutes here, we're going to close because I want to hit the 10-hour mark for this podcast. Thanks for making my night go faster. Nocturnal, I am glad that I could come out here and that I could facilitate a conversation in which you could participate in, and that we can hopefully both learn something from each other. I hope so. So, this was, if there are no other meaningful remarks, I want you guys all to know, I appreciate each and every one of you guys so very much. As far as I know, I only saw one person on here tonight that maliciously was like targeting stuff and saying some really fucked up stuff. Somebody had sent me a PM saying they hope I die, and they said some other stuff to me. Whatever, I don't really care. That was the only instance that we've had in this whole discussion tonight that seemed kind of unreasonable, and where someone didn't really. I missed a lot of chat. Chat was going pretty fast. It was pretty active there for oftentimes during this 10-hour long podcast, which is insane and truly incredible. If you have not hit the follow button, please do. Excuse me, I would appreciate it. I would love to have you on. I would love to get to know each and every one of you guys on an individual level. When I come out here and I stream, if you look at my welcome banner, if you look at what it says, I want to create a community of friends. I don't want just viewers. I don't want just viewers. Okay, so a lot of you guys will never be more than viewers, and I'm not saying that like as a threat or anything. Just that you guys know that we have a casual relationship. You are a viewer, I'm a streamer, and we have that separation. And that's okay, and I entertain you, and you provide me support by giving me a view, maybe throwing money at me occasionally. For those of you that stick around and actively participate in chat every time, and that show up for the streams consistently in this community, and that go above and beyond in modding and keeping the community alive by doing the community gaming nights when the stream is not live, by actively participating in Discord, by supporting the cast via subscriptions and donations. You guys have helped me make this dream. You're starting to make this dream a reality. We're close to 900 follows. We're close to 900 followers. We're getting there, and we will get there soon. And I have a feeling that if we keep pushing hard, and if with your guys' help, I think that we can promote the community, not just my stream, our community, because this is our community. It belongs to us. It does not belong to me. I am merely the person that facilitates the space for us to meet. I am merely the voice of entertainment. I give stupid commentary here and there. I share my my privileged white male opinions with you all, and you guys get to throw rotten cabbage at my head. You guys get to troll me in good fun and good nature, and we have good talks, and we love each other for the most part. But for those of you that go the extra mile, I just want to say thank you so much. I can't tell you how much it means to me that you would come out and support the podcast in such a way, because this is a very controversial topic, and a lot of people don't like discussing this. It scares a lot of people, and a lot of people have preconceived notions. A lot of people don't like they just want to be entertained. They don't want to learn anything, and that's okay. I can't necessarily fault individuals for not wanting to learn things or not wanting to be aware of certain things, because ignorance is bliss. And to be ignorant of something, you don't have to worry about it. You're only worried about, like, oh, what am I going to do to occupy an hour of my time? I don't want to argue with this guy who talks about, this is sexist because women don't deserve to be harassed. This woman deserves to be harassed because she said something stupid on stream. Like, no, I'm sorry. If I said something stupid on stream, I don't deserve to be harassed. Neither does a woman. So hopefully we all learn something, and we can all come together and create these meaningful conversations and learn from each other. Sergeant Lady, you came in right at the tail end. We are nearly ending the stream. We are finishing our 10-hour long podcast, an insanely long podcast on sexism and the media. If you guys would like to support the cast, please hit the follow button. Feel free to donate or subscribe. I would love that. You don't have to, though. Don't worry about it. This podcast took a lot out of me. I don't regret it. It required extensive research on my part. I took about a week and a half to do all the research, like a week and a half, I want to say. And I sacrificed streaming time so that I could comprise a eloquent podcast that made sense, that was kind of structured and organized. At least I hope it was. And I tried to present the opinions therein, in an objective and unbiased manner as I possibly could. And I wanted to. I was asleep. Don't worry about it, lady. If you're asleep, you were asleep. Don't worry about it. There's nothing wrong with getting sleep, man. You gotta sleep. You gotta take care of your body. If you want, like I said, if you want to support the cast, check out the highlights. Check out the stream highlights. If you're at all interested in the topic, and if you want to support the cast, I will give everybody in here, anybody who's in here, a hint. Anybody who wants to participate in the future giveaway, we are having a giveaway at 1,000 followers. I've spent over $100 on giveaway items for you guys. So, that being said, I would say that it's very, very likely that you will be quizzed on some of these topics. That you're going to see something, you're going to see, oh, well, that person, or that question was on this. That question was, that question, there will be a question about this podcast on the giveaway quiz, because this is a big podcast. I think it was really important for our community and our stream, and I felt like it helped drive us together. Now, if you haven't watched the full podcast, I'm not going to tell you when the questions will be asked. I'm not going to say, you might look, I might drop a hint and say, you might look at this subject and it might have something to do with this that we talked about. You might want to get educated on that and know what we're talking about. So if you know what we're talking about, you can participate in the quiz and you'll be eligible for the giveaway. I quiz people on knowledge of their stream, of this community, of people in the community, and that is to get people actively engaged in this community and care about it. It's to incentivize people to get to know each other, to get to know me, and to come out and support the cast. I do giveaways, and I do reward that kind of behavior. And I encourage you all to come out and support the community by participating in the quiz and have an opportunity to win over $100 worth of free stuff for you that I will personally ship to your house, and you all enjoy for your recreational pleasure, whatever you want to do with it. Burn it. I guess you can do that. That would hurt my feelings, but please don't burn the stuff I send to you. I don't know why I said that. I hope you appreciate it and put it on a mantle, pedestal with a light coming down on it and say, look at this, look at what Mr. Mass did, look how awesome of a person he sent this stuff to me, look